Okay. You've heard a lot about the mask systems and blood droplet tests. The 160 mmHg, it's a blood pressure measurement that health officials understand, not me. Something mercury, something. But we talk about the transmission of the COVID-19 is a bodily fluid transmission device. We take a masking system. This is the bare pieces. This is one that's complete without an outer shell. We have an outer shell, a spun bond material, a melt blown material, and a spun bond material. Or in this case, we use the halyard. We have a spun bond and then the SMS. This is the halyard 200 here, I believe, 2 layers, and a spun bond. But what we're trying to do or accomplish, the blood droplet test or understanding fluid transmission, is to take it's 3 pounds per square inch of fluid pressure is what it translates to under normal language, the 160 or the N95 value droplet test, the fluid transmission. Basically a cup here with some bare paper towel in it. It's dry. And taking a simple device that has not even been assembled yet, just in its 3 pieces, and laying it over the cup properly without spilling anything, and holding it in place. So we take a faucet, turn it on. Now, you can hear that that's way substantially greater than the blood pressure of a cut artery and a cough from somebody. Let me take it and we saturate. Now, we know that we have some saturation here. You'll see that there is some saturation in the mask itself by layer. But we'll take this off, and you see that the paper towel inside has remained completely dry, and the interior of the mask unit itself continues to remain dry. This is unassembled. This hasn't even been properly assembled yet, but this is just to demonstrate the layers of what we're looking at and the prevention of the transmission of the COVID-19 through bodily fluid or blood transmission transfer. So you'll see each layer of this has kept the mouth or the body or you protected from any type of. And obviously, we have far exceeded 3 psi. In fact, the pressure out of this faucet, I believe, is at 40 psi at this home. 40 or 45 pounds per square inch of water pressure coming out, and you can hear it on substantially greater than what you would expect or need to prevent. The second thing we have, and that was the halyard material. We have the same here. This is a spun bond material. We just decided to drop in the water. Inside of it is actually a piece of melt blown polypropylene, which you'll hear a lot of, and we'll discuss this in another video. And then these layers, and we simply take it over there, hold that in place. And again, all we're trying to do is determine that we have prevented the transmission of the COVID-19 virus. We prevented this transmission through these. Well, I just flung a drop of water in there when I flipped it off, but as you can see, the interior remains dry, and the melt blown material remains dry. It's just beginning to see some saturation here, but that's a single layer. And again, this isn't even an assembled mask, and there's obviously some water droplets penetrated. But that's an extreme circumstance and under extreme pressures, far exceeding anything that you would see in the real world, and far exceeds the 6 psi that we tested our product to, which is twice the 3 psi of the 160 whatever blood pressure measurement that is. Translates, a healthcare professional understands that more than myself. But that is just to demonstrate there what we have. The second thing we're demonstrating, this is a piece of halyard, the white, and this has the interior liner. It's the same without the external carrier. We're still under the same. It's a seriously radical blast there. We remain dry. We remain dry on side as well. You can see it clearly remains dry. It remains dry. There was the one droplet I spilled in there earlier. But that's what our mask system is all about. But it's 3 thin layers, and it's very important that you understand that there's 3 thin layers. While they're extremely durable, we need to maintain what's called a delta flow rate, or liters per minute. in excess of 5 liters on an N95. Ours is at, I believe, just at 8 liters per minute. And what that means is when you exhale the carbon dioxide, the mask allows it to vacate the area, and you don't trap carbon dioxide inside the mask for your next breath. A lot of these fly-by-night johnny-come-lately alchemists and their fool's gold masks that was constructed of anything and everything simply don't understand the anatomy of a mask or what they're doing. You're selling a bunch of junk science to you, and you're trapping carbon dioxide. You're placing these on your children's face. They trap carbon dioxide. You're killing, basically, you're going to kill the brain cells and make yourself sick with the carbon dioxide or oxygen starvation. So it's very important that you understand it's not just the filtration unit itself and the prevention of the transmission, but also the ability to clear the carbon dioxide from the mask. These are critical issues. One last thing we did, and we do this, it's not overly scientific or something of essence with regard to ATSM standards or certification, but to ensure that the longevity of our product, that it's continually reusable, we do what's called a saturation test. And I'm going to use a Mountain Dew because it's yellow in color, but it's simply to fill the mask. Okay, and the purpose of this is, and we did this, and we allowed this mask to sit for 7 days, and we have photographs of that on the website as well. But the purpose of this is to demonstrate that the saturation, its durability or longevity of the material. When we talk about a mask that's reusable 10 to 20 times, it's structurally sound, and it's such that it can last for a great period of time. You'll see nothing's coming through. There is no saturation. Obviously, we're not under high pressures here, but what it's designed to demonstrate to you, the consumer, the end user, is we've developed a masking system that when we talk about a reusable mask, this is what we're talking about. These materials do not saturate, and this will last for 7 days. So this is, under this circumstance with zero saturation, zero fluid penetration. Now this is a no pressure fluid penetration, but we're really demonstrating that the mask's ability to survive or be reused 10 to 20 times depending on sanitization procedures. So that's the entire purpose of our 7-day saturation, which it's successfully, at the end of 7 days, there was zero saturation. But I just wanted to demonstrate or explain the purpose of that, as it's not truly a scientific test, but it's something to demonstrate that you're going to reuse the mask 10 to 20 times. This mask is designed to do that and can suspend fluid for 7 continuous days in itself without any saturation.